Hi guys, welcome to the Fourth Moment Weekly Roundup, and as usual, this is where you get your weekly dose of local football action. And with me is Coach Andrew Pequeno. Andrew, how are you today?
Fine, thanks. And you, Shamiel?
Doing well, thank you very much. A lot of action happening this week and happened on the past weekend.
Sure.
A lot of football action.
Yeah, it was hot off the field and hot on the field. It was very hot this weekend. And you can see we got our new surroundings today. We're in the leafy suburbs here. So it's great. Give you guys a different perspective on life. We thought we'd be out there like the football players. So it's very nice today.
And not just look at our boring faces every week. Right, look, we're going to jump right into it. We've got a busy schedule with double headers taking place on the third division. A lot of action happening on the third division. But we're going to start with ABC Motsepe A, Andrew, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So let's look at the results that happened over the past weekend. Stream A in the ABC Motsepe League, we had Ikapa and Houtbay playing to a 3-1 win for Houtbay, and that was at home at Ikapa. We were talking last week about Ikapa doing well, and so the coach Gareth there. And Coach Ryan at Houtbay pulling a good one there away from home, getting a 3 points.
A good result for Houtbay. Houtbay are now starting to hit their straps over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I think Houtbay, we'll get to the log a bit later. They got a game in hand. They win that game. They got top of the stream.
Yeah.
So, they pulled out all the stops. By all accounts, they dominated the game. So 3-0 up, and then Ikapa scored late in the second half.
Okay,
so it was very good result away from home.
Definitely. Next one, the worrying concerns, they were Cape Town Spurs getting another loss against Zizwe, 3-1, losing at Ikamfa. Don't think we're going to hop on it too much, but look, it's clear to see.
Yeah. Listen, we did say last week it was a must-win game for either team, and Zizwe are now putting themselves sort of not back in contention, but going up the table slowly. And they still got a chance. They win. They got a lot of games. There's still 8 games left, 9 games left, so they can still do it.
And obviously, the reason why we're talking about Zizwe is because they did win the stream last year. They did win the league last year, going to the playoffs.
Well, they won 3 out of the last 4 league titles.
Yeah, so they're always going to be one
watch.
of the favourites. Yeah, definitely. Then Marty's getting a good result at home there against Grassy Park United, 2-0 win at Lentulus.
Yeah, listen, Grassy Park had a couple of good results over the last couple of weeks, and they basically hit the speed bump. But listen, Marty is always tough to beat at Lentulus. At home, they're tough to beat. Young team. I wasn't surprised with that result.
Okay, and then Santos getting a good result. They're 6-0 against Pequeno Santos.
And Pequeno are bottom of the stream, struggling. They're always tough to beat at home. We did say last week, Santos' home ground is a fortress. And Santos, good result. I didn't expect 6-0, to be honest.
Yeah.
But listen, Santos on their day,
yeah, good result.
Tough to beat.
And we'll get the log now. We will see where Santos is going. And then that's looking at the fixtures coming up this weekend. Zizwe and Marty's. That's going to be a good game, obviously.
Big game.
That's happening.
Zizwe at home. I'd back Zizwe at home just to win it.
Yeah. And then Houtbay and Santos.
Big game. Whoever wins that game ends up top of the stream.
Yeah.
Houtbay tough to beat at home. I think they beat Zizwe at home.
Yeah.
They lost their last home game against City Kings.
Okay.
But this week is going to be tough for Santos to go away.
Yeah.
But listen, they went and they got a good result with a draw against Zizwe 2 weeks ago away. So if anybody's in Houtbay, it's a good game to go watch Friday night.
I was going to say, if they are astute about it, coming away with a draw there at Houtbay, the Santos now coming away with a draw, that's going to be a good result for them.
Yeah, I think as a coach, you always, the teams around you, you always try and not lose points to them.
Yeah.
So, you're obviously going to play to win. Football's about winning at the end of the day. But, sometimes when it's maybe 5-10 minutes to go and you're in a draw situation, you got to just, close shop.
Yeah, but definitely what we're saying, good match to go watch.
Oh, definitely.
And then this one also, City Kings obviously doing very well. New boys there on the block against Ikapa Sporting. Ikapa coming off the loss now, having to go play away against City Kings, a team that's doing well, Coach Lepa Craig Rossley. And that's going to be a tough match also for
them. It will be a tough game. City Kings haven't had a home game for a while. They've had a couple of byes. Their last game, they beat Houtbay away. They beat Zizwe away. Now they're at home. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do at home. Going away, it's sometimes easier. There's less pressure on you. Now you're at home. You must get a result.
Yeah.
So it should be a very nice game. Listen, Ikapa, Coach Gareth wants his teams to bounce back after last week.
Obviously, yeah.
So it should be a nice game.
And then the last one there in Pequeno Sundowns was struggling against a struggling Cape Town Spurs.
Oh, dude. That's whoever does not get a result there is in trouble.
Yeah.
If Mbekwene wins, Spurs are in trouble. If Spurs win, Mbekwene's in trouble.
Yeah.
And Mbekwene have, I think, 2 games in hand on everyone else. Trying to be playing catch-up games soon.
Sure.
So need to start picking up points while they can. And at home, it's always tough to go to Paul.
Yeah, definitely. And then looking at the log there, as we said, Santos top of the log. Can you believe it? Well done by Coach Roger Fortune there. Hopefully he can keep the momentum going. And then Ikapa Sporting close second spot, same amount of points, same amount of games. I would be in third spot, as we said earlier on. close proximity to the top two there. They got 12 points. Zizwe in fourth, and closing the top five is Martis FC.
Yeah, listen, Houtbay, like I said, Houtbay got a game in hand. If they beat Santos, they go to 15, then they're top.
Yeah.
But Santos have an opportunity to get 3 points also, and stretch the lead out a bit.
Yeah.
But like I said, I said to you guys, watch Santos in the stream. To me, it's starting to come right now. It's the last game of the first round, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Okay, going to stream B, looking at those results there quickly. So Battalions and Wanderers. Wanderers still trying to get back in it there. Obviously, they've got a lot of team changes and things happening there. Battalions winning 4-1. Battalions a good team. You guys had a good result against them last time. They now bouncing back, winning 4-1 against Wanderers.
Yeah, listen, it's Paul, eh? It's Paul. Whenever you play a team away from home, it's tough.
Yeah.
And, Wanderers, I actually thought Battalions would win that game. But listen, Wanderers are rebuilding. Hopefully, before the transfer window closes on Tuesday, they can get a couple of players in. But good result for Battalions.
Yeah, and then Ubuntu traveling all the way there to Beaufort West and getting a 1-1 draw at Royal Blues. Not a bad result. I mean, Coach Morris did say last time it's a tough place to go, and to get a result there, I'm sure he would have been okay with that result.
Listen, it was very hot there. Eh?
Yeah.
I mean, it was hot in Cape Town. At Beaufort, it was worse.
Oh, probably worse. Yeah.
And humid, and I spoke with Coach Moritz. It's a good result away from home. Listen, Royal Blues are tough to beat at home in Beaufort.
Yeah. And then obviously your match took place over the weekend in Oval Park against Sukan United, 5-0. Good win there for you guys.
Yeah, we did our job.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said, we got to keep improving all the time.
Yeah.
We've got the results against the teams that's below us now. We're now at a run where we got 3 out of the 4 top teams over the next 3 weeks. So we're going to try and push ourselves now.
Sure.
And listen, Ukanya are not a bad team. 5-0. It's sort of flattered us a bit. They were in the first half was very, very tight.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day we played at home, and we just once we got ahead we just kept ahead.
Took the momentum. Okay. Then obviously leaving the last match, which was the highlighted match of the weekend, FN Rangers versus Clearwood. I wasn't at the game. I don't know if you know somebody that was at the match, but the result there, no. I sort of expected some sort of score, even a draw, fine, but maybe like a 1-1 or something.
Yeah, I think we also need to take into account 2 very experienced coaches, Coach Dylan Dean, who's now at Clearwood, and Coach Sachi, very experienced coach, top coaches. I think maybe, from all accounts, I mean, I've spoken to a few people who were there.
Yeah.
It was a very tactical battle.
I'm sure, yeah.
Both teams are trying to obviously
suss each other
out, and changing different combinations. I know Coach Sachi, I saw an interview on Facebook where he said he tried a different combination. The first half didn't quite work. Second half it worked much better, different shape. So listen, very experienced coaches. Listen, Coach Dylan Dean, he's tactically very astute, tactical genius, that guy.
Yeah.
So, he built the plan around to get something from FN, and it's tough to get something from FN. And good, it's a good result for both teams, I think. I think nobody really lost points because they've beaten, they drew against each other. And I think, I think they both might be happy with that point.
Yeah, definitely. And then looking at the fixtures taking place this weekend, Clearwood again facing Royal Blues at home.
Yeah.
Welland at home playing at Para Park.
Yeah, that game is postponed. They're playing in the Nedbank.
Oh, of course, sorry.
They're playing in Nedbank on Sunday.
Sorry, apologies. Yes,
so
Clearwood at the Nedbank camp. In case I forget later, we're wishing them all the best.
All the best to Clearwood. We support them 100%.
Definitely 100%. The Coach Dylan and the boys there. Wishing them well with the Nedbank Cup. So that fixture not taking place. And then Young Bafana against FN Rangers. So Coach Ashraf facing Coach Arashad at FN Rangers playing at home, Young Bafana. So that match is going to be also obviously a tight match.
Yeah, I think Young Bafana, they had a bye last week. I think it gave Coach Ash some time to get the guys together, see what he's got, see what he needs. And this weekend is their first real test of the new coaching team and the new team that they're trying to build. So I think it could be very interesting.
That's a tough test.
It's the toughest test, in my opinion. FN, a complete team. They can play in many different ways. And Coach Sachi, I'm sure, has a plan.
Yeah. And then Ubuntu. Ubuntu facing Hanover Park this weekend. You guys are traveling all the way to Ocean View.
Yeah, tough place.
Look, I think that's going to be a good match as well. I think both teams preferring the ball on the deck.
Yeah. Now, listen, it will be a nice game if anybody wants to drive to Ocean View. It's a very nice game to go watch. Listen, we both like to play attractive football. We both have a philosophy that we can, like you said, keep the ball on the ground and get the guys to enjoy the ball. So it should be a very nice game. Listen, Ubuntu tough. I think if they lost against FN last time, they want to come back and show their supporters. It was just a one-hit wonder. They've been very strong at home over the last couple of seasons. So listen, we know it's a big task for us. We know that we've had 4 games where we've got big results against teams that are below us. This will be a crucial test for our team. We got to see where we are now.
And then the last match, the Okanya versus Battalions. So that completes the fixture.
Okanya need points.
Yeah, definitely they need points.
And the Battalions away from home, they're not an easy team to get points against.
So look, that might be a result there for Okanya, but who knows? We'll wait and see what happens there. Just looking at the log quickly for Stream B. So FN Rangers top of the log there, even with the draw that they've had on Saturday. And then Hanover Park, new guys to the ABC Motsepe in second spot. You must be happy. I mean, first season in the ABC Motsepe League. How's the boys feeling? I mean, how's Mr. A feeling? I mean, you guys are doing okay.
No, I think
you're new in the league.
Yeah, we're new in the league. Listen, like I said to you, we played the four teams that are below us. We've got the results. We set a target. 15 points at the beginning. We thought that will secure our status for next year. We're now on 16. At the end of the first round, our last game of the first round. So we've hit that target. Now we're just looking and seeing how far we can go.
Sure. Okay.
It's the next 4 weeks will define our season at the end of the day.
Good. Okay. And then in third spot, there Young Bafana, fourth Ubuntu, and fifth spot Battalions. So but that league also very tight there. 17 points, 16, 12, 11. And if you need to see all the full logs and fixtures for the APC Motsepe and the third division, don't forget you can get all that information on www.thefourthmoment.co.za. Right, looking at the third division, Andrew, there's quite a lot of matches that took place over the weekend.
Yeah, listen, we had about 18 games, Shamiel, over the last week.
Was it only 18?
Sure, and this weekend's doubleheader again, we had another 18 games. So third division is action-packed.
Yeah, just looking at some of the results there, I don't think we'll be able to touch on all of them, but obviously one's affecting the log there most. FC Houtbay and Greenwood Athletic. Greenwood having another loss. They're losing 3-2 to FC Houtbay.
Shamiel, that's 4 away losses in a row for Greenwood. Listen, they're struggling away from home. Tough to beat at Solo, but away from home, they're struggling. And on Tuesday night, they lost 2-0 at home to Premier United. So they know they're on a bad run. I think, coach, when you're on a bad run like that, you've got to try and look at your squad, see how you can strengthen. The transfer window closes on Tuesday. Listen, they need to work out a plan. You got to get results away from home if you want to compete in the third division.
Definitely. And obviously Greenwood always one of those teams that's sort of in the mix, and that's why we also try to sort of look at them all the time. And then the other team doing well, obviously top of the log at the moment, Silver Spurs getting a 1-0 win against Ocean View, and they continuing their momentum. I think they had sort of 6 points out of this weekend, so they had a good weekend.
Yeah, they beat Houtbay 4-2 away on Sunday. Silver Spurs, they got 6 points. Them and Trinitarians also got 6 points. The two teams rivaling for top spot. Listen, Silver Spurs tough to beat at Hickory Road, but now they're getting away results going their way now. There's a big game this weekend which we'll get to. So Silver Spurs, Trinitarians as well. Big weekend for them.
And then also looking at the results there, Jamestown United and Cape Town United, obviously Milano, 6-goal thriller there. So that's a 3-all draw there.
And Jamestown got a 2-all draw against Cape Town City in the week. So
apparently they got the equalized sort of in the last minute of the game against Cape Town.
They've scored and conceded 5 goals. A good, exciting team to watch at Jamestown.
And then talking about Trinis, Northern's derby there, beating Matroosfontein 4-0 on when was the 4th on Saturday. So that's a good win for them there.
That's bragging rights, Northern Suburbs bragging rights to Trinitarian so
and
far.
Then Trinis also winning the next day 4-0, scoring 8 goals in 2 games against Cape Moyo, which is Jails Wani. So
big results.
Coach Zayed doing well there. Some of the other results, teams bottom of the log there, Ocean View and Invincible getting a 1-all draw.
The result doesn't suit both teams. They're both trailing off. I think they're 9 points off the third bottom team, the two of them. It's going to be a long season for them. They've got to try and strengthen before Tuesday's transfer deadline.
And then also the sort of other teams that we've been looking at in the past, Saxon Rovers, Goal 50, 2-all draw there. Those teams also having sort of an inconsistent season, I suppose, looking to survive this season. Both of them.
Listen, Saxons drew 1-1 at home to Premier last Saturday, so they got 2 points. It's not bad. They got to start picking up wins. They in that dogfight, I think, between positions 16 and 10. There's only like 6 points between them, so the guys are all fighting to get out the relegation zone.
And a team that's doing well at the moment, Junction Rovers, got a good win at Robinvale in Atlantis against Jomo Powers.
Big result there.
3-1. That's a good result. result there for those guys.
Listen, Junction is a team to watch. Before at home, it's tough to beat. Us as Hanover Park, whenever we play Junction, we looked at that fixture at Heiderveld. We knew it was a tough game. Whenever they came to you, you sort of thought, well, you should beat them. But nowadays, they've got a lot of steel behind them, a lot of experience in their squad. They're tough to beat, home and away.
Yeah.
And they're the team to watch.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of other results that took place there. So yeah, go have a look at the website if you want to see all of them. And then looking at the fixtures happening this weekend, another
blockbuster weekend. Sure, 18 games this weekend, and early in the week, we got to touch on the big game, Shamiel.
Yeah, I think. We got some here. Obviously, Friday night, Greenwood Athletic against Milano.
Yeah,
that's taking place.
Greenwood need to get back on track.
They need to get back on track after all those losses there. Some of the other games there. Come, you talk about the big one happening on Saturday.
Well, the big one is the Reigate Derby, Junction Rovers versus Silver Spurs. Two teams, Silver Spurs top of the log, Junction Rovers top 5. Junction on a run, tough to beat in Heiderveld. Silver Spurs doing well away from home this season.
Yeah.
Junction always tough to beat. It's the Reigate Derby. It's sure.
A lot of history in that. I think it doesn't matter what form any team is in when this fixture comes up. At the end of the day, there's history. There's sort of it's like when Silver Spurs plays on Oval Park. It doesn't really matter who's who. That game is sort of it's always an exciting match.
Yeah, and as a coach, you want to judge the character of your team. You always judge it on the derby. Can the boys play under pressure? You got the pressure of trying to get the result, trying to go top of the log. I mean, Junction are in the mix now. They're only 3 points behind. They win that game. They got the same number of points as Silver Spurs. Junction Rovers also, being the home team, there's a bit more pressure in the derby. You want to get the result, and your spectators will be there. It's going to be full house. Full house. Get your cooler box, go out to Heiderveld on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. And then also team bottom of the log, the Invincible Cravenby up against Woodlands. That's going to be a must-win for them. I think any game now. I mean, the distance between the last two and the ones on top are sort of stretching.
Yeah, listen, Woodlands have been struggling last couple of weeks since Coach Zari left. They got hammered on Sunday by Cape Town City. I was at that game. Cape Town City dominated from the first minute. I think City were 3-0 up after 10 minutes.
Okay.
Woodlands never got a foothold in the game. Never looked like they could, put Cape Town City under pressure. They need to get results. They need to start winning, and this is the kind of fixture where they must get a 3 points.
Yeah, and then also the other team struggling, the Ocean View, they've got a tough match coming up against Premier. Premier just won Greenwood now the other night.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough encounter.
Listen, it's a big weekend for Ocean View. They've got 2 home games.
Yeah.
They got Matruisfontein on Sunday, Premier on Saturday.
Yeah.
They got to at least try and pick up at least one win out of that game. They're tailing off, which we'll get to the log later.
Yeah.
I know that Premier is going to be a tough game. I can tell you, Premier on the run. Matruisfontein, listen, they had a blip. They got beaten at Derby last week by Trinis, but Matruis, they were on the run. They were 5 games unbeaten before then. It's going to be a very, very tough weekend for Ocean View.
And Matruis is playing also Saxon Rovers, and then we talk about Trinis. There's going to be another Northern's Derby, Trinis and Invincible Cravenby. That's happening next week.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, guys, there's a lot of games there. We've got Premier against Junction. It's going to be a tough match. Jamestown and Silver Spurs. That's happening on Valentine's Day in the evening. I feel sorry for those players.
There's no love lost between those two teams, let's be honest.
And
it's Hickory Road. It's both teams home ground. So I don't know what you call it, the Hickory Derby. But I think next Wednesday is going to be a good game. Vasco da Gama versus Greenwood Barrow Park. 2 teams in the top 5. It will be a very nice game also.
Yeah.
So there's big games. I think, rather go onto our website, go check out the fixtures, pick the fixtures. If you got plans this weekend, you want to watch a 3rd division game, go Saturday or Sunday. You got midweek next week.
Yeah, next week also.
It's a big weekend. There's ABC, If you want to go to Ocean View, it's a double header. 1 o'clock, it's Ocean View versus Premier. 3 o'clock, it's Ubuntu versus Hanover Park. So you get 2 for the price of 1 at Ocean View. And there's always the beach down the road you can go to afterwards.
Definitely. And then just looking at the logs there, as we said earlier on, Silver Spurs top of the log there with 31 points. Trinis in 2nd spot with 30 points with a game in hand. So they've only played 13 matches.
Sure.
And then Vasco in 3rd spot, 14 matches, 28 points. Junction 14 matches, 28 points. So they're on the same sort of matches played there. The Vasco just got the advantage because of goal difference.
Yeah.
And then in 5th spot, dropping to 5th spot, is Greenwood, 14 matches, 25 points. So 25 to 31, 6 points difference. If you look at those, I mean, they can come back. It's still open.
It's very open. Listen, we can't discount Vasco either. They're doing very well. They're playing Jamestown Friday night at Hickory Road. So also a big weekend.
From Vasco, so
listen. I'm joking. No. Last year they were struggling a bit down near the bottom of the table. This year they've improved. They've learned their lesson. They've got a stronger squad, more experienced. Listen, I'm not saying I'm backing them to win the league, but I'm saying watch them. They're tough to beat at home. And they got a good result on the weekend away from home also. So it's a good time to be a Vasco supporter.
Great. And then looking at the bottom of the log, Ocean View, as we said, said, 5 points. Invincible Cravenby in 17th spot with 5 points. And in 16th spot, it's Milano on 14 points. And from there on, it's 14-14. And have a look at that log there. It's pretty tight all the way up. Bottom two sort of down. And as Andrew mentioned earlier on, the bottom two can't afford the top to sort of taper off. Then it's going to get difficult to get back in. And they basically, if they stay there, they basically...
Yeah, and the problem we have this year in the third division is, for those of viewers who don't understand, the ABC League, there's 2 teams coming down, one from each stream. If a Safa Cape Town team gets relegated, then a third team goes down from the regional third division. Yeah. So we can't just look at the bottom 2. We've got to look at the 2 positions above as a worst case scenario. Yeah. So it could invariably be the bottom 4, which is a problem because, you want to get out that relegation zone, at least get to position number 14 to be safe.
Yeah. Okay, so that's sort of the log there. Then looking at some matches taking place on the weekend, obviously besides the ABC in the third division, we also got Bayhill playoffs happening.
Big weekend for Bayhill.
So on Saturday, if you don't know, the fixtures are taking place at William Herbert in Wynberg, and there's a lot of exciting matches taking place there, even from the get-go at 9 o'clock on the A. Grossie Park United home team there, obviously, versus Blue Down Spurs. That's going to be a tough match. Blue Down Spurs, the Northerns team's always good youth there, always good.
They've been doing well,
players coming through, yeah. So that's going to be an exciting match. Another match which I want to also watch there is the City Kings versus Ietu, taking place on the B there. So maybe I'll stand in the middle and watch both matches at the same time. So there's a lot of exciting matches playing. Nova Park playing there. In the other group, the Greenwood Athletic, also home team, playing at the 10:15 slot on the A field against Clover. Some of the other matches, Andrew, that you sort of
I like the Jails Wane Bayview game. Both teams played in the Bayhill last year. Jails Wane always have very good under 19 teams, under 18 teams, juniors. Bayview also perennial. They've been doing very well in tournaments. In our Super Cup.
I was going to say, they were in the final.
They were in the final of our Super Cup. They lost to Ubuntu, so they've got a very nice youth structure coming through at Bayview. They're a tough team to beat as well. That's going to be a nice group.
Yeah, and then just to let you know, on Saturday, so there's sort of one round of matches taking place only from 9 o'clock. The last match is 1:45. And then on Sunday, we've got from 9 a.m. right through till 4:30. So yeah, if you're looking for things to do, besides the other football that's taking place, is also the Bayhill playoffs. And talking about other tournaments, we've got
before we leave the Bayhill, we need to our viewers need to understand there's 7 groups of 4 teams, and the top 2 in each group go into the Bayhill main tournament on Easter weekend. So we're looking at, by the end of Sunday, 14 teams that will be in the Bayhill tournament. So there's a lot, there's a lot riding on this weekend. Please go out, support your clubs. Those boys need your support. Bayhill is immense for a lot of boys. It can make or break some careers, especially making careers. A lot of scouts go to the Bayhill tournament. So let's wish all the clubs all the best for this weekend. May the best 14 teams go through.
Definitely. And then also, now looking at the tournaments taking place, besides the Jamestown tournament, the Mornay Barnes Memorial tournament, that's taking place 11th and 12th of March. I'm very intrigued about this format, Andrew, with 3 teams entering and clubs getting awarded points.
Yes.
Across the 3 teams. So yeah, we hopefully will get one of the Jamestown guys to come on the show and sort of explain and just get the thinking behind that. But obviously that is in remembrance of the late Mornay Barnes.
Yeah, Mornay Barnes, one of the top administrators in football. His family got a close affiliation with Jamestown United over the years. So it's great that they got a tournament in his honor. I wish all the clubs could go out and support that tournament. You can enter 3 clubs.
3 teams.
3 teams, sorry. 3 clubs. 3 teams in the tournament, at an entrance fee that covers the cost. And that entrance fee normally is a cost maybe for one team in a club. So at least you can enter 3 teams. You get the juniors out there supported for a good cause.
Yeah, and then also just touching on other tournaments, we will go in depth as they come closer. Salt River Super Sevens, Greenwood Unity Cup, and then also the Strandfontein Under 14 tournament. I think this is the tournament that's been away for a few years.
Yes.
That's now back.
And also the Bayview Under 16, they're starting playoffs now in the next couple of weeks.
25th to 26th, and then also the 5th and 6th.
Yeah, so that's also around. I think the draw was made last night.
100 teams taking part.
Sure, it's like the Dream Club 100.
And then, yes, we also got the Dream Club 100 coming up. I think that dates are September and October. But watch this space for more details on that, on the Cape Town City Dream Club. And then, the Bayview, they got to end off with 64 teams.
Wow.
That's it. Anything else? Yeah.
Action-packed.
Yeah, before we go, we got to say thanks to Vecchio, our apparel sponsor. Also, the guys at Vecchio have let me know that they will be at the Bayhill playoffs on Saturday morning with a stall there. Obviously, they've got a new brand they're launching. If you want to come and have a look at the new merchandise they've got, they have some samples there. They have a couple of sales on some hoses and stuff that they've got there. So if you are near William Herbert, you want to come have a look at, besides the football, go to the Vecchio stand and have a look at what they've got there, what they've got to offer. We're going to say thanks to them.
Yep.
And nothing else from my side?
No, that's it.
Guys, until next week, enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.